Okay, so you wanted to do a deep dive on this year's Davis Cup.
Yeah.
And
Let's do it.
I think it'll be interesting to look a little deeper than just the scores this year. Because I think a lot more was going on
absolutely.
than meets the eye.
Yeah, a lot of the excitement I think came from some of the storylines going in.
Right. And
then some of the unexpected results.
To quickly say what we're talking about, we're looking at the Prince recap of the Davis Cup openers.
Yeah. Okay.
So just the first matches.
Right.
And even just from these first matches, you get a feel for, I think, some of the excitement.
Absolutely.
So we should probably start, with the U.S. team.
Let's start with the U.S. team.
They won against Chile.
Right.
But it wasn't like a runaway victory or anything.
No, not at all. And I think if you're just looking at rankings, you would kind of expect that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but...
You see the U.S., you think, oh,
right,
easy win.
Fritz TFO, they're going to be there.
Right.
But neither of them played.
Yeah, and that's the thing a lot of people don't realize, and so it's like, okay.
Right.
Well, Chile's ranked lower, but it's still like...
It's still a tough.
It's still the U.S. team. But I think what this shows is the depth of the U.S. team.
Absolutely.
Because they were still able to pull out the win.
Yeah, and, look at Opelka.
Oh, my.
Ranked 309th in the world coming back from wrist surgery.
Yeah, Reilly Opelka, what a story.
Yeah.
Because he had wrist surgery. And for a tennis player,
that's your...
Come on.
That's your bread and butter.
Yeah. So that's for him to come...
A whole other thing to come back from.
Absolutely. And
mentally and physically.
Not only that, but he wins.
I know.
He wins his match against Guerin, who's ranked much higher.
Yes.
And it goes...
In 3 sets. It's a battle.
It was a battle, yeah.
It's a 3-set battle.
Wow.
But he pulls it out.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, that just shows you, talk about resilience.
Talk about it.
That's incredible.
It really is.
And it just speaks to the, the talent that the U.S. has.
Yeah. Like, we see these big names, but then you're like,
right.
Oh, but what about
these other guys?
The depth of the team.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so interesting because, Opelka's story, it's like,
right.
You see these...
A little glimpse.
At the top of their game.
Yeah.
But you don't really see what goes on behind the scenes.
Exactly. You don't see the comebacks. You don't see these stories.
Work.
The setbacks.
Right. And so I think...
And for him to...
It's easy to forget that.
Right.
That it's not just...
It's not just winning.
Like, oh, I'm just going to show up and win.
Exactly.
So that's Opelka. And then you've also got Nakashima, who had a crucial win for the U.S. team.
Absolutely crucial to get that victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've got these 2 really important wins for the U.S. team.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sure thing.
Right. And that's what's so interesting, I think, about this tournament.
Yeah.
Is you get these little micro narratives, like with Opelka,
Right.
You have these individual battles.
Right. And it's like you're following that storyline within the larger tournament.
And they each carry their own weight.
Right. And it makes it so much more exciting.
Absolutely.
Than just like, okay, which country won?
Yeah.
So moving on to another exciting matchup.
Right.
Let's talk about Italy.
Okay.
Defending champs.
Yeah.
You've got a legacy of amazing tennis players.
Right.
You would think. Easy win for them.
Yeah, a walk in the park.
Right. Well,
that's
not so fast.
What's this?
Sinner wasn't on the roster.
Oh, really? So he didn't play?
He did not play, no.
Oh.
Fresh off his U.S. Open victory.
Wow. Taking a break.
Even without him.
Yeah.
The expectation is still there.
The pressure is on.
To perform.
Yeah. Exactly.
So how did they do?
Well, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Matteo Arnoldi.
Okay.
He really stepped up.
Okay.
He faced Thiago Monteiro from Brazil.
Okay.
And this was a 5-setter.
5 sets.
5 sets.
Oh, my goodness.
Over 4 hours. This was a marathon.
Talk about endurance. Both physical and mental.
Oh, absolutely.
To keep that up for 4 hours.
Yeah. The mental toughness to stay in it.
And the pressure.
Especially.
Of playing for Italy in the Davis Cup.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And
then...
With Sinner not being there.
Sinner's absence, like...
Well, is this the future?
Is this what Italian tennis is going to look like?
Yeah.
And he really rose to the occasion.
He did.
He dug deep and fought for every point and won.
That's incredible.
Yeah, just a gutsy performance.
And so it's like...
Really impressive to me.
He kind of became the hero.
Right.
Of the...
Unexpected.
That match.
Yeah, the unexpected hero.
And it's so fun.
Right.
Because you have your big names, but then you have these like...
Right. You
up-and-comers.
know who's going to step up.
Who shine. Exactly. And it's is this the start of,
Is this a breakthrough moment for him?
Arnaldi?
Yeah.
Like
becoming a top player for Italy.
Yeah. The future.
Yeah, who knows? But it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's these storylines that make it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so we've got...
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Opelka's come back.
Yeah.
We've got...
Unexpected.
Girls stepping up.
Absolutely.
For Italy.
Yeah.
But this next one is an almost upset. Ooh. Involving a really big name in tennis.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Carlos Alcaraz.
Alcaraz? Okay.
So he's top 3 in the world right now.
World number 3.
Yeah. You think he's
going to untouchable.
Right.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Exactly. But the Davis Cup, man.
I know.
He's got a way of...
It's so unpredictable.
Throwing curveballs. Yeah.
All right.
You never know what's going to happen.
Okay, so what happened?
Tomas Machat.
Okay.
From the Czech Republic.
Pushed him to the limit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nobody expected that.
No.
Especially in the first round.
Right.
You figure he's going to, ease his way in.
You think it's going to be...
Get his feet wet.
An easy win.
Right, exactly.
Wow. So
Machat really...
Yeah.
Challenged him.
He brought his A game.
Alcaraz almost losing a match. I mean, he dropped a set.
I know, right?
I would never have expected that.
That's the beauty of the Davis Cup, though, right?
It's true.
You think you can relax thinking, oh, yeah, Alcaraz has got this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
You're like, wait a second.
It's a nail biter.
Exactly.
You're on the edge of your seat.
It just goes to show that, anyone can be beat.
Exactly.
On any given day.
Any given day.
Which is what makes it so exciting.
And, speaking of exciting and unexpected, Great Britain had a really cool moment.
Yeah.
Because they were also missing their top player.
Missing their top guy, yeah.
So similar to some of these other teams.
Right.
But it gave a chance for somebody new to shine.
Yeah.
Billy Harris made his Davis Cup debut.
I mean, talk about stepping onto the court with all eyes on you.
At home.
Right on home turf.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the pressure?
I can't even imagine.
But he handled it like a pro.
He did. He won.
But he had been there before, right?
I know. And he beat Alexander Bublik.
Right.
Who...
Not an easy opponent.
No slouch.
No, not at all.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and he won in straight sets.
Straight sets.
Yeah. So decisive.
Yeah, he was not messing around.
He came to play.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know, there's something about these debut stories.
I know.
That are just
so fun.
So fun, and it's you just want to root for him.
You're like, come on, kid, make a name for yourself.
Exactly.
It's like a fairy tale.
It is, and it makes you...
Storybook.
Think about, the future of the sport.
Right, who are these young guys going to be? Yeah, what are they going to do?
Exactly, and it's not...
Are they going to shake things up?
Just the wins. It's the, these little moments.
Exactly, the storylines.
The storylines.
The narratives.
Yeah.
It's more than just a match at that point.
I know, it's like what we were saying before.
Right, it's a whole...
It's a story.
It's a whole journey.
And even if you win some and you lose some...
Right.
There's still things to...
You're still contributing...
Be excited about.
To the bigger picture.
Right.
Exactly. And I think this year...
I don't know if we have time to get into it.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
But Finland winning that doubles point...
Oh, yeah.
That was another really interesting... Unexpected moment.
Yeah, for sure.
So it just goes to show...
You never know.
That you can't count anyone out.
Exactly.
You can't just look at the rankings.
You got to watch every match.
You got to watch it all unfold. Because
it could be.
You never know.
A classic.
Yeah.
You just never know.
So we've had comebacks. We've had upsets. We've had...
Debut victories. I mean...
It's only the first round.
I guess the first round, right?
I know. And I'm like...
What's the rest of the tournament going to hold?
I know. Where do we go from here?
I know, and I think that's the beauty of it, is it leaves us wanting more, right?
Right.
It's this perfect little taste.
Exactly, and I think, it's not always about who wins in the end.
Right.
It's about these stories.
It's the journey, not the destination.
It's about, those moments that remind you why you love the Davis Cup.
Absolutely.
Why you love tennis.
100%. It'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
To see how it all unfolds.
And with so much talent emerging,
yeah.
I mean, I think
books.
It's only going to get the most competitive Davis Cup finals yet.
I think so. And on that note, I think that's our show.
That's a wrap.
Thank you so much for listening.